Hey everybody, guess what time of the day it is again? No, that's not right. No, that's also not right. You're Just Stupid, the podcast that makes you smarter and stupider, guys. Come on. You had one job. But good thing is Ray and I are here. But let me better introduce us. I am your host, Rene, aka the Bud Light enthusiast. And this over here is Ray, aka Beef Curtains.
Now, on your microphone, did it pick up the crack open? Because I didn't hear it at all.
I honestly don't know.
Oh, well, we'll see when I edit it.
You know what, Ray? Just go ahead. This episode's going both amazing and terrible at the same time.
I'm having a great time already.
We're having a great time.
We got a good topic.
And I hope you all have a great time today, too.
Speaking of great times, do you ever get drunk when you were younger and go out and say, oh, yeah, let's go out to a farm and tip some cows? You ever do that?
No, cow tipping is an actual myth.
What do you mean?
Like, you can't tip a cow over, dude. You know how freaking heavy they are?
God damn it, Rene. That's what we're talking about.
Wait, we're talking about cow tipping today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whoops. Spoiler alert. Okay, we can edit that part of the episode out.
Did you ever have like people telling you stories about other people tipping cows growing up?
Actually,
there's cows in Texas.
Oh god, this is going to be hilariously awkward. So, actually, I did have a couple people who would tell me, but not that they tip cows, but anyone who told me that, like, hey, if that guy said he tipped a cow, he's full of shit.
Oh, they just gave you a warning.
Yeah, they just gave me a warning. More like, oh, that guy's scamming you. Now here, I got some oceanfront land in New Mexico to sell you.
I feel like growing up, I've had people tell me that they've gone out cow tipping when they were drunk with their friends, or that they've known someone that's done it, and I just always assumed that it was something that actually was possible. So like, I thought you could.
Is the whole episode cow tipping?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All
it's
right, well, let's find out.
An informative, quick one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ray's
I prepared it for you guys.
Good for a quickie, guys.
It's sizzling. It's ready to go.
It's ready to go.
Beef, hot sizzling beef.
Just like the curtains.
So I'm pretty much gonna tell you like why it's not possible to tip a cow.
Why is it not possible?
So let's start with the facts. All right. So first of all, we're talking about a female cow here. We're not talking about a bull.
Oh yeah,
okay?
no. If someone says they tipped over a bull, they're definitely like lying to you because they'd be dead.
If there's one person that could tip a cow or a bull, who do you think it would be?
Macho Man Randy Savage. And I know you know who he is, Ray, because you...
I know. I would smash him.
Exactly. We both smashed the shit out of him.
It was a hard smash. Bulls are several hundred pounds more than the average cow.
Like most men.
Yes. And cows weigh between like 1,400 to 1,600 pounds. Also, I didn't know this either because I'm an idiot, but I guess female cows also have horns, so that's not a good way to like differentiate them. They just usually cut them. You know what I mean? So I didn't know they also
it's like female deers have antlers too, just not as pronounced as the bucks.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Whatever. Also, too,
Ray's trying to tell you guys that she has a horn
right near the beef curtains. When I would ask about cow tipping, I remember growing up, like if I ever questioned it or whatever, I remember like getting the explanation that cows sleep standing up. So that's why you can tip them over. That's why they're vulnerable at that moment. You can scare them and their legs lock up so they don't fall over when they're sleeping. And you can just easily tip a cow. That's not true. I guess horses sleep standing up, yes, but cows do not. They are lazy as fuck and they usually chill on their bellies a lot.
Yeah, have you never seen a cow like just laying down on the ground chilling?
Right, exactly. And also, doesn't that mean it's going to rain?
That's
what my mom used to always say.
Oh, I just figured cows are like me, and if we could eat off the ground and just like lay there and just digest on the ground, we would.
Why wouldn't you?
By the way,
why would you ever stand up?
By the way, Hank, one of my puppies, he does that. He like will sometimes just eat on the ground, like out of the food bowl. It's amazing.
The other thing about like why cow tipping is kind of not a thing is because cows are pretty they're pretty alert. It's basically because every predator out there wants to eat a cow because they're wonderful and delicious, and they don't have a lot of defense mechanisms.
Yeah, exactly. Other than hooves and small horns that humans decide to cut, like not many defenses.
They're easily startled. So if a bunch of drunk rednecks are coming up to them, and I'm sure they're not quiet while they're doing it, the cow would be like,
are you telling me the redneck is not the stealthiest animal in the animal kingdom?
All right, touche. You're right. But Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, Macho Man Randy
he doesn't have
Savage.
to
Oh,
be.
he be hitting that flying elbow. Bam, done. You're done.
Can you do an impression of him at some point during this episode? I think that would.
Oh yeah, Macho Madness. The cream rises to the top, beef curtains.
Okay, that turned into a little bit of Bill Cosby, but
Now
yes.
the Jello pudding popping. Oh, I'm in jail now.
I bet he also could push over a bull. Bill
I
Cosby.
bet he gets his shit pushed in on a regular basis now. Yes.
Yeah, so cows would be really hard to like kind of sneak up on to tip them over.
That
So
makes
that's another
sense.
reason why
A lot of prey animals are like that. Yeah.
literally their eyes are on the sides of their freaking head too, so their peripheral vision is pretty good, better than ours, so they can see us.
Oh yeah, that's the old classic. Prey animals tend to have their eyes further apart so they can see a large amount of the field versus like predator animals tend to have their eyes like we do, like or dogs or cats do in the front, because then we have better depth perception, so we can make sure we actually grab a hold.
You're totally right. I've never thought about that.
Yeah,
before.
think about it. Most predator animals, like predator birds and stuff, tend to have their eyes on the more towards the front of their head because we need it for depth perception. And
so if we have already not convinced you with all of this lovely talk that cow tipping really isn't something that's done ever, they did legit math. This was done by a doctor of zoology in British Columbia.
I was this was done on the
one
back
of
of a
our
dirty
students-
napkin in a bar by one redneck to another redneck. But I like your thing better.
God damn it, that'd be so. They're like the amount of Newtons it takes to.
Listen here, Jim Bob. If you look, the amount of newtons you used to push over that cow is way greater than your pappy and your son. I don't care how corn fed he is could do.
That's good.
Thank you.
You proud of yourself for that?
I'm very proud of myself. I think I hit my head.
Okay, so this equation basically is figuring out the force that it would take in newtons to push over a cow. And this cow is standing still and it's not pushing back against you.
So the cow's
very simple.
Very simple. Very, very simple.
How many newtons of force it would take to push over a cow? So you take the mass of a cow in kilograms, okay, which is around 682 on average kilograms. Yep, and then times gravitational force.
Okay.
Times cosine the angle of the lever, which is 66 degrees, which is like the level that you actually push
that makes
the
sense.
cow
Yeah,
over.
you'd be pushing from that level. Okay.
Times the length of the lever below the center of mass. So that would be like basically the center of the cow low to the feet of the cow, and that's about a meter.
Okay.
And then you do that over the length of the lever below the cow's center of mass, which we just talked about, plus the length of the lever above the cow's center of mass.
Okay.
So that's around a meter as well.
Okay. Ooh,
So
can I take a guess?
Sure.
420.
So that equals about 1,300 newtons of force. Okay. That's the amount of force it would take to tip over a cow.
And this is a cow who's not trying to fight back in any way, shape, or form, or resist in any way.
Correct. It's just standing there, just taking it.
Sometimes I stand there and take it too.
This is compared then to what a human would be able to produce in the amount of force. Okay. So they talk about a person that weighs 150 pounds, like an average sized person.
In the north, in the south, the average sized person is 400 pounds.
Right, but I don't know if they'd be able to push that because I'm sure it's not muscle.
When you get on your rascal, you'd be surprised how much force those things can push around.
I saw a security guard in a Walmart yesterday in a rascal.
What?
He worked there, and he had a thing that said security, and he was in a rascal. It wasn't like a wheelchair.
And it wasn't like he was putting it up. Like you're like, oh, let me put up this rascal for like the staff, or
no,
he had like an injury, he was wearing like a walking boot.
He was patrolling around. No, he didn't have an injury like that. He was walking around.
He was not walking
around the store. Yeah, I know. He was not. He was driving around the store in a rascal. I didn't see any cast on him or anything. It was bizarre.
I'm gonna get you. You come back here, shoplifter.
I know. Like I really wanted to steal a bunch of stuff.
You should have. He would never caught up to you.
A normal person in the north that weighs like 150 pounds.
150 pound person.
Can generate 700 ish.
Oh wow. Okay, so not even close. Okay.
So that's like half of what it would take to tip over a cow. And then that doesn't even talk about the fact that the cow's not even like counteracting you pushing
so
back.
So you basically have
totally
to be like a pretty physically fit like power lifter level to just push a non-fighting back cow, let alone a cow who is fighting back or most likely running away or kicking you.
Their website that I took this from is Modern Farmer, and there's a lot of other websites that talk about this as well, but they all reference this one article that was done in like 2013 about this. And they talk about that it would take like estimated like 5 to 6 people to be able to do it.
And at that point, the cow has to be in on the fucking joke too. At this point, it's like, come on, guys, tip me. I want to see if it can happen. Yeah.
And they also talked about like how it's possible if like there's another person like standing on the other side of the cow, like bending over to kind of like work as a...
Oh, I thought you were like bending over like when you bend behind someone and your friend pushes them over you and...
Yeah, that's what they mean.
Oh, shit. You really have to just do that old gag and just like here, I'm gonna sneak behind this cow and push him over me. Plus, not to mention you're gonna flatten the other dude.
I know, chick. That would not be.
Exactly. Like,
do it to your friend that you don't
exactly.
Like.
Who wants to push a 700-kilogram bovine onto my back? It'll be fine. I'll be fine. The human back is resilient.
Cow tipping is really not a thing that people do, and if anyone ever tells you that they cow tipped a cow, then that's not a thing. So tell them they're lying.
Tell them
to you.
that their pants are on fire.
Embarrass the shit out of
them. I would actually
shame them.
Publicly dox them. No, just don't do that. Really, don't do that, guys. That's not cool.
No, that's so mean.
No, but let's
shame them. Give them horrible shame.
Let them know
Throw, like, holy
that their
water
pants are on fire. Tell them they're going straight to hell. God does not.
They're going straight to hell.
Yeah, this is a religious podcast now.
Do you know why cow tipping? Like, do you know when it became like a
no,
thing?
No, that I actually have zero clue.
It was like in the 70s and 80s. It became kind of a thing that they talked about.
Was this a way to prevent them from getting abducted by aliens?
That's a whole different conversation that I can't talk about, especially now that we're a religious podcast.
Oh yeah, we're a religious podcast. God made us in his image. And by the way, I don't mean people. I just mean Ray and me.
Have you seen Tommy Boy before?
Yes.
You know, with Chris Farley?
Mm-hmm.
There's like a scene with him and Rob Lowe where they like try to tip a cow and then it doesn't end well because Chris Farley's silly and, you know, the whole thing goes... And so in the 80s, they also had like a Beavis and Butthead episode that talked about cow tipping.
80s? Beavis and Butthead's
Animal
90s,
House.
bro.
Okay, I don't know.
I know you're young as fuck.
Reading what I wrote. I'm just reading what I wrote.
You're
down,
young as fuck,
okay,
dude.
based on the research that I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should apologize. You shouldn't watch Beavis and Butthead according to this religious podcast.
Also, too, in the movie Cars, they reference cow tipping. They have like those little tractors that moo, and they like go around and they tip them, and it's kind of silly. It's cute. And so that's kind of where it started. I don't know who like first came up with the thing like, oh, we tipped a cow.
I bet it's one of those things too that like it was probably like one of those, you know, middle of nowhere, nothing to do. Hey, let's go fuck with cows, and then probably some guy claimed he could do it, and then like little by little, it like took off and became like its own like meme, for lack of a better word.
Do you want to hear something absolutely ridiculous, too, that I remember hearing when I was, like, in high school or middle school?
Hey, we don't talk about anything ridiculous on this podcast.
When I was learning about cow tipping or someone was talking about cow tipping, I remember someone telling me, no, cow tipping's not actually a thing. You can't actually do it because, and their reason was, because if you were to tip the cow over when it falls, all of its organs would just turn to soup. And the cow dies. I was like, oh my god, is that true?
Oh, a little gravitational force. Yep. Oh, everything's liquid now. I'm dead. Can you imagine if that was true for like people? Like you go to one of those indoor skydiving places and you just fall like a little bit. And you're like, oh, you just liquefied. Oh, damn it! That's our third one today. I don't know why people keep doing this.
That also isn't true either. In case you guys are wondering,
guys, I just want to let you know this was Ray's belief until she started researching this episode.
But I did scour YouTube for videos of people cow tipping because I'm like, people take videos of everything. So there's got to be videos of people tipping cows on the internet. Like if people are doing it. And there's a lot of clickbait videos that you watch and it like shows people like running around cows like on a pasture. Mm-hmm. And then it like zooms in and they have like a toy cow and they just like knock it over.
Really? I was actually, because I was thinking about that, I was like, I'm sure people put that crap up on YouTube because I was thinking the same exact thing you do. But then when they go lame with it, like that's not cool. Like
exactly. Yeah. So it's not a thing. It's not a thing that you'll find on YouTube. I have not found anything on YouTube that I did find some cow sex videos, which were great, which I will send a link to in the bio.
I was gonna say, can you send me one of those just for research purposes?
Yep, and I'm not going to talk about, more, and I'm not going to give a further explanation. So I'm not going to say whether it's like people dressed as cows or people having sex with cows or just cows having sex.
Correct.
Or,
I'm also not going to explain why I'm taking my pants off right now either. I think this episode needs to be put out the pasture and shot it already.
We want to close these beefy curtains.
Yeah, let's close these beef curtains, put this out the pasture, send it up to the farm, and make sure it doesn't come back ever again. This is a great episode.
All right, I'm gonna leave you on a joke on the last note. Okay?
I want to hear it.
All right, a cow walks into a bar. Okay.
Okay.
He sits down, and the bartender says to him, "Why the long face?" And he goes, "My wife has cancer."
Bye, guys. We love you.